Let me go to John. John calling us from Alabama. Hey, John.
Hey, Dan. My question is about the silver. I
Okay.
have silver, and the prices went down really good, but why does it keep going down? I don't understand. Normally, you would think that silver and gold would go up. Is that because of just the economy, or because you hear the Chinese are buying it, are buying the gold? You got the Indians are buying the silver. What's the deal? Do you know? I mean, and
Well,
I was listening to what you were saying, and it's confusing what I should do.
how long ago did you buy it, John, or have you just been buying it for a long time?
I've been buying it over the years and years.
Okay. So I sold about half my silver about 3 or 4 years ago at $44 an ounce, and it went up to like 58. But I sold it. I paid 13 for it, on average, and sold it. And I think that when we see a move that gets above what we have in it, we ought to think about selling it. Here's the thing, John. So silver, gold, wheat, corn, pork belly, cattle, cotton, all of those things and a bunch, a lot of other stuff, they're commodities. And out of the commodities, the metals, silver, gold, platinum, aluminum, copper, are the most volatile. They always have been. They're what is called a speculative investment. In other words, they're very risky because they're all over the place. So what you're seeing now in silver and gold is not some kind of new phenomena. It's always been like this. It's always been speculative. Now, you hear about the Chinese buying all the gold. The reason you're hearing that is because you're hearing it from the gold guys and the bloggers. They're saying China's buying all the gold. I read the reports. China and India had dramatically decreased the amount of gold they're buying this year, their central banks. So they have a lot, but maybe they got better things to spend their money on right now, the central banks. They're not buying the gold at the same pace that they were. So that's not necessarily true. When that happens, when a lot of people come in, whether it be central banks around the world or individuals around the world are buying this, then it is going to go up in value. But the question is, does it go up in value because everybody's buying it, or is it going up in value because of what is going on in the economy that is making everybody buy it? So if people think the economy is really bad, and if the economy is really bad or looks like it's going to get worse, it means that the U.S. dollar is weakening and there's a chance of inflation coming in. When that happens, without anybody buying it, gold's going to go up. Gold's going to go up. So what we have right now is a false sense, in my opinion, of the U.S. dollar and a false sense of the economy and the false sense of the market. And so when that happens, you get people not buying because they think things are good. Well, the fact of the matter, things aren't good. And we are going to see inflation. We are going to see a weaker dollar. And when that happens, gold's going to go up, so is silver. And at that point, you have to make a decision. And here's the mistake that you don't want to make. So you hang on to it. But the mistake you don't want to make is when you see it going up, and now your average price on your gold is $1,300 or $1,250, and it's up to $1,600 an ounce. Do you hang on to it because you keep thinking it's going to just keep going up, because that's what all the gold guys are going to tell you, that it's going to keep going up? Or do you sell? You sell it, you turn into an investor, you sell it, make a profit, and you get out of it, because it's a speculative commodity, which means it will come back down. And when it comes back down, you can buy it back. Now, if we have a depression in the economy and the dollar is no longer worth anything, gold's going to go to $8,000 or $9,000 an ounce. The question is, will you be able to buy it? No. Will you be able to sell it? No, because I think it's going to be illegal. You could get on a plane and go to Hong Kong with it all and sell it. But other than that, it's not going to be allowed to come into the markets to undermine the market that's already in trouble. So, I think that if you own it at this point, you got to hang in there. We're going to have times of volatility on the upside when it is going to go up. The question is, will you catch it, or will it be 4 days later and it's already back down again? And that's what you've got to look out for. So the problem with all commodities, you got to move relatively quick. Because they're speculative and they're volatile, they could be up for the 2 days, but they're not going to stay there. And can you move it quick enough? Can you get rid of it quick enough? And that's what you've got to look to do. So the reasons that it is just not going anywhere, I believe it's got nothing to do with anybody buying it or selling it. I think it's got a lot to do, more than anything, with the idea that the dollar is strong, the economy is strong, inflation is low, and it's going to stay that way. And I think that is all wrong. I don't think any of those things are strong, but there is a perceived notion that it is good. So I think if you hang in there, you'll probably be okay.
Oh, I'm going to hang in there. I was just wanting to know about buying some more, and I partnered with you, and I just, know, when you said about buying food, with this Agenda 21 and living in town in Alabama, our mayor's going off the deep end and talking about doing this sustainable community. And
oh, brother.
Yeah.
I you know what, John? Here's what I would tell you. Don't buy any more. I wouldn't buy any more. I mean, I like the commodity, the ETF commodity, the agriculture commodity that I have on my buy list. But, I wouldn't be buying any more gold and silver right now. One thing that you have noticed, John, is that gold's not going anywhere, but it's really not going anywhere on the downside either. I mean, it's hanging in there around 1250, at a low point. So, I don't know that I would buy any more right here. I would just keep what you have and look to make a profit.